Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 21st of July. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take somewhat of doing alone for your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Morning, Doug. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, great. Let's have a look at ES first. ES, I was thinking we might see a breakup to get back over the daily middle band yesterday, and we didn't get that. And we haven't had that. We've had a bit of decent overnight action here. It's been sort of, plus 30, maybe a little higher, but not really looking as though we're seeing a bit of a breakout. On Qs, NQs, we've got what looks an awful lot like a little bear flag here, but we could be heading back up into the wedge resistance up here in about the 29,800 area. RTY, we have a very, very fully formed head and shoulders, but it hasn't broken down yet. Obviously, we've got an older double top, which has broken down already with a target in the 29.10 to 14 range. On YM, we've got head and shoulders, which has broken down, and the high retest high has just backtested the neckline, which is not terribly bullish. DAX, we've got a possible bull flag here, nice wedge, which is breaking up, not making a lot of progress to the upside so far. ESTX, I am wondering if this whole thing here is, hang on, I'll just draw it in. I'm wondering if the whole thing here is actually a head and shoulders. And bear with me a moment. So we've got some significant prospects to the downside here, and I'm wondering about that. As you can see, that actually makes pretty decent looking head and shoulders. One that's arguably already broken down and could be close to failing. No, I don't think it has broken down actually. Let's have a look. Just redraw this line quickly. Nope, there's no conviction breakdown. But I am wondering about that as the whole thing is being a head and shoulders. Nikkei kind of looks like a bear flag forming, but maybe on the way back towards possible flag resistance in about the 68,200 area. Let's switch over to the indices. Now, this is one I don't usually look at. It's SOX, which is the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. Now, this is one of the big problems with the market at the moment. This is actually, this made a high. You can see that that was in, I think it might have been the 22nd of June. And since then, it's actually dropped 20%. And this is when I've been saying that Qs have been underperforming. This is basically what I'm talking about. This has been greatly underperforming, and also we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed here, which hasn't made target, and we've got a head and shoulders here, which has broken down. So now we could be forming an alternate head and shoulders here, and I've got a dual pattern here I found on the hourly chart. This could be a bull flag wedge, but equally, this could be an alternate head and shoulder neckline. So we could be forming a right shoulder there. So I'm keeping an open mind. We've got a short-term little channel here, which I'm watching, but there's a big question here, which is, are Qs going to make a retest of the all-time high without this turning back up? At the moment, I'm not seeing an awful lot of signs of it turning back up, but there is potential here. But anyway, that's something I'm keeping an eye on, so I thought I'd share it. In terms of the main indices, we have obviously we didn't break back over the daily middle band yesterday, and we closed under the 50 DMA as well. Did we? Yes, pretty sure we did. Yeah, we did. It's so that was not bullish. Hourly chart, nothing to see really. 15-minute chart, actually on the hourly chart, I think. No, we didn't. Do we have any 15-minute positive diversions? No, not a lot happening there. In terms of the Qs, we'd just bounced off the 3SD lower band. Again, like I was talking with oil a few days ago, you need this to turn down and start expanding, which it's in the early stages of doing so. But once it does that, then of course you can set up for a more sustained decline, or in oil's case, rise, as I was talking about. And you remember that happened pretty much exactly as I said on oil. And I'm wondering about that possibly happening here on Qs. In terms of Support, I've got a support level here in about 685, 686 area, and that is holding so far. We will see whether it continues to. On the 15-minute chart, nothing to see. Dire failed to break back over the daily middle band as well, and actually managed to close lower yesterday. Again, this has is basically all four of the main US indices that I follow under the daily middle band here, and that is an area where you can see further weakness. Doesn't mean we're necessarily going to see further weakness, but certainly getting established and with the daily middle band as resistance is a recipe for downside, not upside. In terms of the hourly chart here, nothing to see really in terms of divergence, but obviously this rising wedge here has broken down. This little head and shoulders here has broken down with a target in the 510 area, and I've got my eye on both the 513 area and about the 498 area as possible larger necklines in the event that we continue going down. All right, let's have a look at IWM. IWM basically closed yesterday on the daily lower band. Hourly chart, nothing to see. 15-minute chart, nothing to see really. We've got this nice looking head and shoulders here, which on both RTY and YM is complete, but hasn't yet broken down yet. If it does, this would have a target really pretty close to this possible head and shoulder neckline in the 277 area. Thereabouts. In terms of DAX, saw more weakness yesterday, closed below the daily middle band. In terms of Nikkei, we could be forming a head and shoulders right shoulder here. But equally, this still holds some potential value as a bull flag. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX, we are getting pretty close to the flag resistance, and I'm quite liking the prospects for getting over that and coming back up and retesting this high. In terms of USD, this looks like a flag. GBP USD, we've formed a nice quality. You can see the nice bounce there at the. Sorry, I'm a bit of trouble with my mouse. All right, you can see the nice bounce there at the trendline support, and they've broken down below that. So we've got a nice looking rising megaphone which has broken down. So wondering, obviously that's suggesting at least some more downside. USD JPY, we've broken up from the triangle and we've almost made it to the high retest, which I've marked with the white line. USD CAD, not sure what's happening here, to be honest. Australian dollar, maybe a bear flag forming. NZ, we've got an IHS here, so the question is whether it's going to fail or head up to make the target in the 59.63 area. My lean is probably towards failing at the moment. All right, looking at ZB, I was looking at a couple of potential reversal patterns here, which were looking promising. These are no longer looking promising. The IHS really failed to break down. It's pretty much almost at a retest of the low now. ZN, we had an IHS breakup that hasn't quite failed. It needs to get below this level here to fail, but it's very close to failing and setting up a retest of the low there. Looking at oil, Brent is pretty close to retesting the overnight high on the setup here. For some reason, I've actually forgotten to mark this in as made, but this was actually the target reached yesterday. I'll mark that in on the next update, but that target has been reached, and the Brent one may well get reached today by the look of it. So doesn't mean they're going to turn around, and we've still got weak 6-minute sell signals fixed, which after when we had some weakness yesterday on the rumours that there might be another ceasefire coming. We had a five back decline on that, but we've almost entirely recovered that now, and it didn't make the signal targets on that. HO, we've got the sell signals reached a possible near miss target, close to the highs as well. RBOB close to the highs, 60-minute sell signal fixed. I'm thinking all of these 60-minute sell signals may well fail. NG, we had a 6-minute buy signal fix, hasn't quite reached the possible near miss target. We've got a potential double bottom here, but it's not looking particularly promising to go higher. GC, we had a buy signal, and that has made target. Watching this declining resistance here, but I'm also thinking we've got unfinished business below at a retest of this low in the 39.50 area. SI, buy signal made target. We've got a potential double bottom here. Palladium, breaking down from the flag here, wondering about a possible retest of the low, and platinum the same. platinum being actually pretty close to the retest of the low already. HG looks like a bear flag too, but not close to breaking down. All right, looking at KC. KC, this looks like a bullish consolidation. Sugar broke down for a double top and is basically wondering whether or not it's going to go back and retest the high. I'm quite liking some more downside, so we will see how that goes. CC, we've got Head and Shoulders, which has broken down here, but I'm wondering if this might actually instead just be a bull flag. So I am wouldn't be that surprised to see this go up and retest the high. Looking at lumber, I was looking for a retest of the high, and we've seen it. We've got a potential double top here. Cotton, we've got an IHS which broke up here and failed. This would generally deliver a retest of the low. So I'm watching out for that. 60-minute buy signals reached the possible day miss target. Wheat, I'm wondering whether we're going to continue higher. Corn is trying to continue higher, and soy already has continued higher. There, we haven't quite got, if we retest this high, we could get a 60-minute sell signal brewing. ZL, I'm still leaning towards seeing a retest of this high here. On live cattle, we've got a weak 6-minute buy signal fixed. We've got a Head and Shoulders, which is broken down with a 204.45 area. So generally speaking, either we will make that target or we'll head back up and retest the high. And lean hogs, we've got an IHS which is broken up with a target in the 92.5 area, and we've got a 6-minute sell signal fixed. So watching to see the strength of this retracement. Obviously, again, either we make that target or we reject back into the lows. I'm leaning towards the upside on this, so we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a quick look at questions. No questions. I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, cheers.